Pilocytic astrocytoma is a low-grade brain tumor, primarily affecting children and young adults. The term pilocytic refers to the tumor cell's hair-like appearance under the microscope, while astrocytoma describes tumors that arise from astrocytes, which are a type of support cell in the brain. Pilocytic astrocytoma is most common in the pediatric population, particularly in children under the age of 20 years. It is in fact the most frequent brain tumor in children. While adults can develop it, it's relatively rare beyond childhood. The tumor's location heavily influences its symptoms. The cerebellum is the most common site, which is responsible for balance and coordination. Symptoms such as headaches, nausea, vomiting, and ataxia often emerge. Other frequent sites include the optic pathway, where the tumors can cause visual problems, and the brainstem, where more severe symptoms such as swallowing difficulties, speech issues, and breathing problems can occur due to the critical functions governed by this region. Now, let's dive into the pathophysiology of pilocytic astrocytoma. The exact cause of pilocytic astrocytomas remains unclear, but what we do know is that it's closely linked to mutations in the MAPK pathway, which is the mitogen activated protein kinase pathway. The MAPK pathway is a chain of proteins within cells that communicates signals from surface receptors to the cell's nucleus, controlling vital processes like cell division, growth, and survival. In pilocytic astrocytoma, mutations, often in genes like the BRAF gene, lead to abnormal activation of the MAPK pathway, causing uncontrolled cell proliferation. Essentially, the cells in this tumor bypass the normal regulatory mechanisms that prevent overgrowth, leading to the formation of the tumor. On a microscopic level, the tumor shows Rosenthal fibers, which are corkscrew-shaped, pink-staining fibers that are hallmarks of the tumor's architecture. Despite their benign appearance, the tumor cells can compress surrounding brain tissue, leading to neurological symptoms, which we discussed earlier. Now, how do we make a diagnosis? MRI scans are the go-to diagnostic tool for pilocytic astrocytomas. The tumor frequently presents as a cystic mass with a solid nodule, a key characteristic that often helps differentiate it from other types of astrocytomas. A definitive diagnosis, however, comes from histologic examination of a biopsy of resected tumor tissue. Speaking of resection of tumors, how do we treat it? Surgical resection is typically the first line for pilocytic astrocytoma. For tumors located in accessible areas, complete removal can be curative. However, in tumors located in sensitive or critical regions like the brainstem or optic pathway, surgery risks damage to vital functions. Alternative treatments such as radiotherapy or targeted therapies may be used. Recent advances in molecular biology have led to targeted therapies that inhibit the MAPK pathway, specifically targeting the genetic mutations that drive tumor growth. For example, BRAF inhibitors have shown promise in cases where the tumor cannot be fully resected, or if it recurs. So what's the prognosis? The prognosis for pilocytic astrocytoma is generally very positive, especially in children with complete resection. The 5-year survival rate exceeds 90%. However, if the tumor cannot be fully removed, it may recur, and careful monitoring with periodic MRIs is crucial. This is known as watchful waiting. So, in conclusion, pilocytic astrocytoma is a benign, slow-growing tumor that commonly affects children and young adults. While it's generally well managed through surgery, advances in understanding the MAPK pathway and the development of targeted therapies have opened new doors in treating more challenging cases. Early diagnosis and appropriate intervention are key to ensuring the best outcomes for patients. Thank you so much for your attention and have a blessed day.